Everyone, and thank you for joining me today. My name is Parminder Singh, and I'm excited to present my topic, Invisible Influences, the Sagan Effect. The Sagan Effect is the idea that scientists who are very active in public communication, uh, like Carl Sagan, may be taken less seriously in academic circles. Carl Sagan have millions understand space, but some question his credibility because of how public-facing he was. This project explore how that perception still influences science, careers, public trust, and education today. I choose this topic because Sagan's story made me think about how we value science outreach and whether enough credit is given to those who make science more accessible. The second effect refers to the academic skepticism and that often surrounds scientists who engage with the public through popular media. It's named after Carl Sagan, who was not only a respected scientist but also a media icon. The perception is that if a scientist is too visible in the media, they might not be taken as a serious in the academic world. A key example of this was when Sagan was actually rejected from the National Academy of Sciences despite his major contribution to science and public understanding. In this slide now, I am talking about the Carl Sagan played a huge role in bringing science to the public. He hosted Cosmos in 1980, a series that reached over 500 million viewers worldwide. It made astronomy and science exciting and understandable for everyone. He also used his platform to advocate for big issues like planetary exploration and nuclear disarmament, but despite his impact, some of his peers criticized him for oversimplifying complex scientific ideas, which added to the more prescription behind the Sagan effect. Popular science is all about making science easy to understand for non-experts, but in academic circles, there's often a strong focus on reviewed research and staying within that exclusive space. The Sagan effect highlights the tension between being visible in the media and being respected in academia. Today, scientists like Neil deGrasse Tyson and Bill Nye continue certain legacies, using media to inspire curiosity while still facing similar challenges around credibility. When scientists appear in the media, they often face skepticism from their peers. Carl Sagan's TV work was groundbreaking, but it stirred controversy in academic circles. Public outreach is sometimes viewed as a direct distraction from serious research rather than a valuable part of it. The Sagan effect reminds us that being visible in the media can sometimes hurt scientists' credibility, even when their message is helping the people understand science better. In this slide, we talk about Carl Sagan used to storytelling to make science relatable and spark curiosity. Good science communication helps build public trust and improve science literacy. When scientists explain complex topics like climate change or space policy in simple ways, it helps people understand and care more. Even though some criticize media outreach, it's essential for making science accessible and supporting a more informed, democratic society. Public communication is often seen by peers as a self-promotion rather than serious academic work. Carl Sagan experienced this himself. His outreach efforts may have played a role in being denied membership in the National Academy of Sciences. Even today, many researchers fear being judged or not taken seriously if they engage with the public. Unfortunately, most academic systems still don't reward outreach when it comes to tenure or promotion, which discourage scientists from stepping into the spotlight. In this slide, we're talking about the legacy of continues. Today's science communicators like Neil deGrasse Tyson and Brian Cox still face similar criticism for being the public eye, but there's slow culture shift happening. Some universities are starting to recognize outreach as a part of academic evaluation. More young scientists now value visibility, social impact, and make science more accessible. Carl Sagan helped start this movement. His legacy pushed science toward being more open and connected to the public. Carl Sagan Cosmos series in 1980 reached over 500 million viewers across more than 60 countries. He translated complex astrophysics into stories that connected with people on a human level. This sparked worldwide interest in fields like planetary science, cosmology, and astrobiology. Cosmos created a lasting model for educational media, blending storytelling and science that continues today in shows like Cosmos, A Space-Time Odyssey. Carl Sagan helped popularize astrobiology, a field now central to NASA research. His novel Contact brought complex space ideas to mainstream audience in an accessible way. Programs like NASA Astrobiology Institute can trace their root back to Sagan influence. He also inspired worldwide investments in space education and science museum, making science a shared culture experience. Carl Sagan inspired millions to pursue careers in astronomy, physics, and science education. Through Cosmos and Contact, he framed science as a shared human journey, not just a collection of facts. He emphasized the pale blue dot perspective, encouraging humility and a sense of global unity. Scientists like Neil deGrasse Tyson and Bill Nye often cite Sagan as their main influence. Above all, he encouraged lifelong curiosity and respect for scientific thinking in the public. Carl Sagan raised public awareness on key issues like space, climate change, nuclear risk, and evaluation. He encouraged dialogue between science, philosophy, and ethics, bridging different fields. His work helped foster democratic involvement in important scientific topics such as space exploration, planetary defense, and AI. Sagan's influence also contributed to international cooperation in space program and policy. Today, his storytelling approach lives on a science museum, schools, curriculums, and digital platforms worldwide. Despite Carl Sagan's significant scientific contribution, he was denied membership in the National Academy of Science. This reflects a broader academic culture that often sees science communications as a showman rather than serious scholars. Public outreach is rarely valued in tenured funding and or promotion decisions. Young researchers face a publish or perish environment that discourages them from engage with the public. This invisible planetary limits the diversity of voices we hear in science communication today. Simplifying science for the public is important, but it can sometimes cause misunderstanding for misperception. Media outlets may also distort or sensationalize finding to grab attention. Carl Sagan himself faced criticism for sometimes over romanticism science. Today, the rise of pop science celebrities has blurred the line between education and entertainment. When media-driven science is incomplete or wrong, public trust can suffer. Carl Sagan transformed science communication by bridging the gap between academic and the public. The Sagan Effect exposes the hidden academic penalties scientists faced when doing public outreach. His work inspired growth in science media, space education, and increased public trust in science. At the same time, it highlighted ongoing tensions between credibility, accessibility, and institutional bias. though often invisible. Sagan's influence shape the system mindset and the expectations we see in science today. Public engagement helps build transparency, trust, and make science more relevant to society. Scientists have a moral responsibility to share their knowledge beyond academic journals. However, institutions need to involve and start valuing communication as an important part of academic work. Training in ethical communication is also essential to prevent misinformation. Ultimately, outreach should be encouraged, not penalized as part of future science careers. The universe continues to serve as a powerful symbol of unity, humility, and wonder. Carl Sagan's work reminds us that science is not just technical, it's a cultural force that shapes how we understand ourselves and the world. His approach, combining curiosity, ethics, and clear communication, should guide how we share science today. The future of science depends on connecting knowledge with meaning for everyone. As Sagan said, we are a way for cosmos to know itself. Here are the key sources I used in preparing this presentation. These include recent research articles, science, communication studies, and analysis of Carl Sagan's influence on public outreach and space science. I encourage you to explore these references if you want to learn more about the Sagan effect and its impact. In this last slide, there are some more references. Thank you for your attention.